power, you have a support of a, franchisor, corporate, like a cooperative, advertising.
We're driving cars on a Mars tonight.
This is The Curious Investor with your host, Nicole Tanner. Secrets, stories, and successes in commercial real estate.
We wanna go.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to The Curious Investor. I'm Nicole Tanner, commercial broker and team leader for the Reed James Commercial Real Estate Team, where we take this opportunity to speak with lots of different business investors and business people across all aspects of commercial real estate. Today, we're very honored to be joined by two special guests, one co-host and teammate, Nigel Beatty, who joins me and has a very special focus and specialty in all areas related to sale of business and franchising. We've also very lucky to be joined today by a very special guest who has lots of experience in franchising. And I'm going to pass this over to Nigel now so that he can introduce our very special guest.
Thank you, Nicole. Rick Hanna has been a friend of mine for many years. We've done some business together, and he has quite a diverse portfolio of business that he's been involved in. So, Ray, why don't I just let you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing in business today and what's led you to this point.
Thank you, Nigel, and thank you, Nicole. I'm very excited to be with you guys today and good to see my good friend, Nigel, after a long time. My name is Gul Khan, and I go by Ray. Ray is my name is Rehman, but it's by Ray is my Canadian name, so sort of make it short. And I was born in Pakistan and moved to U.S. In very early young age, and lived in Arizona, California, and Virginia. By profession, I'm a mariner. I'm a sea captain, and moved to Canada in 2005 and lived in Calgary since then. I'm a dual citizen of Canada and the United States. Currently, I own Eggsmart and Robin Donuts and my own brand called Kebab Fusion here in Calgary. Prior to that, I was a franchisee owner of Mary Brown Chicken and met Nigel and, other people, and since then we friend, I think was back in 2008, we met and, we are friends since then. I'm very glad to have, in your show today and looking forward to talk to you and answer your questions.
That's amazing. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. What really strikes me about your experience, Ray, is that not only have you owned multiple different types of business, but you've also done it in different countries. What do you see as the differences between between operating those businesses in different countries with different cultures, and what are the real nuances that you've learned through that experience?
As I said, I was a master mariner and I did travel around the world, been up to about 45 countries, speak about 7 different languages, and did businesses in different countries such as United States, Canada, UAE, and Pakistan. The difference between the different cultures and different countries, for example, in UAE or Pakistan, if you want to do business, you need to have your own money. If you don't have good connection and good money, you cannot do business because the banks or the financial institution will not lend you money. So you need to have good connection to start a business there. But the good part there is that there is a lot of skilled people or labor available to work. Versus here in North America, in the United States, in Canada, you can get the money from bank, you can get loans, with credit. So that's the difference. And the other difference probably is the weather as well. Like here in Canada, this is a very cold country, versus Arizona or Dubai or, Karachi, So in the US, the labor shortage is not that big problem as we have here, in Canada. It's very hard to find good people and keep them, with you.
Okay, so Ray, you've been a business owner and you've sort of went towards the franchise model. In your opinion, what are the advantages and disadvantages of this kind of model?
I start my businesses as an entrepreneur, and also as a franchisee as well. I've been in, I have wear both hats actually, as a franchisee and as an entrepreneur, have my own businesses as well. The advantages of as a franchisee is that, you get a established, proven business model. You have mass purchasing power. You have a support of franchisor, corporate, like a cooperative, advertising, operational support and training, marketing products, and site selection, and those kind of advantages you have. And but there is some disadvantages as well. It comes with a high cost. You have to pay more money. You have to sign an agreement with a franchisor. Sometimes those agreements are tricky. You have to have a lawyer to understand them. Also, there's some restrictions on the sites. Bad performance of another franchisee can affect your business as well. There's franchise fee. There's royalties, ongoing royalties. Marketing fee. And if you become very successful, the franchisor may not, sign up the agreement again with you. So they may take the location from you. So that's the disadvantage.
Yeah, that's so interesting. And I know I have a two-part question for you right now. The first one is just out of curiosity, of all the franchisees out there, and there are so many that buy into whatever franchise model speaks to them. What do you feel is the success rate? I mean, I've heard that it can be really difficult to make a living sometimes when you own a franchise because of all the expenses that come with it. But some people do really well with it. So what is that percentage of franchisees who are successful and can support their family?
In the restaurant business or in restaurant industry, it's some of the people, like Nigel knows that, become very successful in their, they really make good money, but some of them really struggle and they hard time for them to pay the rent and, pay to the employees and all that. I will say that, before you invest money in any franchise, you have to understand that what you like to do, what you enjoy to do, what you're good at, and make sure, you speak to other franchisees before you invest your money into a franchise. You talk to an accountant, talk to a lawyer, assess yourself first as well, how much money you're putting in, if you, a lot of people, do take a lot of credit, from the bank or use their credit cards and things like that. And sometimes it's very difficult to, get going and be successful, at least for the first 6 months to a year, you need to have enough money to support yourself.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And it kind of leads me into my second question as well, which really has to do, like, when you're looking at all the brands that are available in the franchise world, how do you personally decide which brand is the right fit for you? I mean, with so many different choices out there, what is the criteria that really resonates for you in that this is a fit for you or not?
First of all, you have to see what you like actually. If you're a people person, you like to meet people, you want to work with people, if you're a team player, what is your specialty? If you're an engineer, you might go to something that, have to do with engineering, or your background. Or if you are a doctor, you go to maybe open a pharmacy, or you go to, something like that. And, I'm not a chef, I'm not a cook, but I have managed a lot of restaurants and, did very successfully, so that's the thing, you have to, you need to have family support, you need to have your own, team of people, you need to work with people, you make sure that, you follow the guideline from the franchisor, so those kind of things you have to look into, before you decide what to franchise you go. For example, I will not buy a Subway, just to, I may not say, but, because I don't like the management of the Subway, okay? But if there is a franchise, the management is very important, the ownership is very important, how good they are with their franchisees, so, if I buy a franchise, I will speak to other franchisee. I will do my homework, and go around, maybe do some background checks and things like that.
Right. So Ray, if you had some points of interest or points of that you would like to bring up to a new franchisee that has decided to get into the franchise business, and you're there, the door is opening, what sort of points of recommendations would you give to a new franchisee that's starting out, say, the first year or two of operation?
It's a very good question, actually. Hard work is the first key. Nothing comes free, so hard work and hands-on franchise is always successful.
Right.
That's one thing. The second thing is that you need to focus, you need to be, consistent, consistency is very important, and business orientation, as I said before, people person, ready to be follow the system, enjoy working with people, able to communicate with the customer and, other businesses and, and be patient, and have enough money to support yourself for at least 1 year before you, get into any business.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, some of the fundamentals are the same, really, regardless of what business you're in, is that make sure you go in with as much knowledge as possible. You've got good backing to give yourself a runway to get started and be successful. This is what I hear you saying to us today. Also important in your world as well. So I guess along those lines as well, how do you, it sounds like you've got a lot on your plate. You own multiple different businesses. You come from a franchisee perspective as well, now a franchisor perspective. I mean, that's a lot to manage. How do you find balance between running multiple businesses and life at home and life outside of work?
Family is very important to me. I have a big family, I have 6 children and I have 13 grandchildren.
Wow.
I love to, enjoy them. I always, make sure that, my wife is happy. If wife is happy, life is happy. That's one thing. The second thing is that to find the good people and pay them well, take care of them well, so they can, take some burden from your shoulder. And that's what I do actually. So I'm not very greedy, so I find very good people in the market and, keep them with me and pay them very well. And that's how I manage my businesses.
Right. And so I know you've been involved in a lot of different organizations and charities and stuff, right? So it seems that is part of it is very important to you. So why is that important to you, giving back?
My saying is that learn, earn, and pay back. Learn, earn, and pay back. So I came from a third world country. I was born in a poor village. My father was a farmer there, and so I have seen that in the we are very fortunate here in the North America, but there's the countries in Africa and Asia and South Asia that the people don't have food to eat, they don't have education, they don't have health facilities and things like that. So my motivation that we need to pay back, to the society, pay back to the people, help them, That's why I'm with different charities. I work with different charities, as my wife do as well. And I support in Pakistan, for example, Shaukat Khanam Hospital is one of the largest cancer hospital in the world, actually. And it was built by Prime Minister Imran Khan, just with the money, like people donations and things like that. And it do free. It's 3 branches now in 3 different cities, and they're building the 4th one now in Karachi. And people don't have to have insurance. People don't have to have money. They will just go and get free, support from the doctors. And the same thing, I support education, because education is very important for the society overall in any country. So I support Namal University. It's a sister university in Pakistan, sister University of Bradford in UK, and they support, actually, give free education to poor students. If they cannot afford, they can go there. That's the thing. The other thing was that, for example, like last year here in Calgary, with the MDI International, is a doctors group here in Alberta. With their support, I helped and supported 600 families, and we feed them, COVID-affected families who cannot afford food. I support and give them food from my restaurants.
Amazing. Excellent stuff.
Yeah, and also my wife and I, we support poor students and, orphans in Afghanistan, in Kenya, and Sri Lanka, in Myanmar.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we couldn't agree with you more about the giving back piece of it. And I think, I know from my own personal experience that there's not an experience out there aside from your life and your kids that can compare to the feeling of giving back to your community and supporting the causes that have touched your life, really. And that's what I hear from you as well. And I also love the way that you've highlighted that it's not just your money that you're donating, it's your time and your energy and your thoughtfulness into the ways to make the biggest difference. That's what I heard from you, Ray, and that really inspires me.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, I have 2 things that are top of mind for me right now. The one I want to know about is I want to know a little bit more about the franchise that you're creating, Kebab Fusion. Maybe you could talk a little bit about that, because you're coming from a place where you have a lot of experience with a lot of different kind of franchises across different styles and brand image. And then you've landed on creating your own Kebab Fusion. And you have, I think, how many locations do you have now, Ray? And can you tell us a little bit about that franchise and what your vision for that is?
When I left Mary Brown and Nigel and Sean Danahay, we left almost on the same time, I guess, around 2016, 17, that time. And at that time, I was thinking to come up with another chicken brand, healthy brand, maybe like similar to like Nando or, Pollo Loco in the US and, Pepe's in the UK, something like that, not fried chicken, but, chicken on the grill or something like that. I did work on that, but for some reason, we did not connect with each other, Sean, Nigel and, us, and because they were in Toronto or in Ontario and I was in Calgary. And so I was thinking to do something, my own. So I come up with this Kebab Fusion idea. Kebab Fusion, as by the name, kebab is Turkish, Greek, Mediterranean, South Asian, Persian, Pakistani, Afghani, Indian. So, these countries, they love kebabs actually. And kebab, is a meaty item, like something with meat, maybe in a skewer or maybe on a grill or, thing like that. And fusion means like, when you combine different food from different culture and make it, so that's why I name it Kebab Fusion, And so I built the location here in Calgary, Northeast. It's a 100 seating, location. And we opened in 2000. Originally, we opened in 2018, and then because it took a lot of time to do the construction and city of Calgary was not helping any, because I want to build the kitchen in the middle, and then everybody can sit around and, see when we do the kebab, and so they can see in front of them, So it was very challenging, and I was not able to do it because of city requirement or laws and things like that. So then we did, have a kitchen that, people can still see it, or I can show them what's cooking for them in a TV screen. They can see and, what cooking in the bag, for them,
Right.
So nothing hidden in the cooler or anything, everything come fresh, a barbecue in front of the people. That's what is the idea was. And so Kebab Fusion have a location that serving Calgary for last 2 years. And we're doing very well, even though the COVID pandemic affect a lot of businesses, and some of them got closed, and some of them, have a lot of problems. But I was very fortunate that, we did serve to the people for free, who affected by the COVID. And Alberta government and, MDI International did help me, financially, some to support my cause. And so that was one thing that was keep us going. And it was good for my advertising and marketing as well. When, people see nice food at their door, they love it, and then they become customer eventually. That was one thing. The second thing, I have a ghost kitchen that, and I'm planning to have a prepared meal that will be delivered in Calgary for free. So you go online, you place your order, you get, food on your door, no delivery charges, whatever amount of food, you just warm it up, microwave it, and just, or save in the, fridge for 5 days or month or whatever, because nowadays we learn a lot of things from the COVID. A lot of people work from home. They don't go to offices. They don't go to businesses. So, it's a safe environment that you go online, you order the food comes to your home, and, you enjoy it. So you don't have to go out in cold weather. Today, minus 22 here in Calgary.
Nice.
So that's the idea. So I have a lot of calls from Toronto and Edmonton and Vancouver. So these are the 3 cities that we will be franchising in the future. We're still working with our lawyer to create the brands and, complete the paperwork and, so Kebab Fusion have one location that's serving, and plus one ghost kitchen that, is going to be serving, like by the delivery way.
Yeah, but I think that the experience that you've highlighted for us here, Ray, is exactly the reason why franchise model works for so many, is that all of these growing pains that you've gone through in the last year in sorting out the brand and figuring out the logistics of the location and the decor and the build out, etc. When you buy into a franchise, that's the headache that the franchisor has already figured out for you, because you've done it once, you've done it twice, you've done it 100 times. And so it becomes a much more seamless experience, I would imagine, for a franchisee, because you've been there and you've done that. So you literally just have to find the location and then work with your franchisor to get the doors open much more quickly with less headache. Is that true?
Yes, that is true.
So now you know how much work I put in before I got you into Mary Brown's, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yes.
I'm dealing with you, of course.
I do admire that.
Exactly.
And I learn a lot from you.
Oh, thank you. Well, I actually learned a lot from you as well, Ray. So
that's the beauty of the model, is everybody learning and growing together.
Correct.
So Ray, what's next for you? Tell us about what 2022 looks like and beyond.
I'm flying to Germany, Frankfurt next week, actually. And from March 8th, I'm leaving, and then I'll be in Germany. And then from Germany, I'll go to Doha, Qatar, and I'll spend a few days there, and then I'm going to Islamabad. Islamabad is the capital city of Pakistan. Prime Minister Imran Khan. I have a meeting with him for a tea, and I have other, business owners there. I will be meeting the Consulate General of Canada, to discuss with him how we do support Pakistani students coming to Canada, or how we support businesses in the two countries. So I'm kind of bridging that, with my other friends. I have a group of people going with me from Toronto and from Calgary, including doctors and some other community leaders. So I'm on that. That's in my next month, and then I'm opening 2-for-1 Pizza. It's a Chairman Brands pizza. Actually, I'm opening first location here in Calgary. That's in play for next month as well, and also, as I said, I'll be franchising Kebab Fusion, and I'm not very keen to open brick and mortar locations anymore, because it costs a lot of money, and rent and lease obligation and things like that. So I'm going more toward like the ghost kitchen delivery system. That's more affordable and more workable in this new environment. Actually, I have calls from people. They want to franchise Kebab Fusion, but I just say, I just want to make sure that we have complete homework before we, franchise it to other people. That's one thing. The other thing is that I'm partnering with a builder here in Calgary, and in Northwest Calgary, we will be building senior homes. Senior homes, you'll say that there's a lot of senior homes. Why you want to build a senior home? But this senior home we're building, it will be with the people with special needs. Special need means like people who cannot speak English, people, they want halal food, people, they come from different countries, different cultures, they want, some other activities Canada is a multicultural country, and, we getting a lot of people from, from India, from Pakistan, from Middle East, other countries, and there is no such senior homes for them here that they can have their activities, or their cultural things, or their food, or halal food, or kosher food. So I'm working on that project as well.
Wow, you're going to be busy.
Yeah, well, it sounds to me like you're a serial entrepreneur.
Yeah, no
so
question.
you're taking a little bit from all of the experiences that you've had throughout your life, and you're this nursing home idea, or long-term facility idea, or retirement home. It sounds like you're sprinkling a little bit from all those experiences into the same business there.
Yes.
I like the idea. So now, Ray, this is the fun part of the podcast where we get to ask you rapid fire questions. And the point of it is to give very short, concise, top of the head answers to. You haven't been prepped on this and you don't know what we're going to ask. And then you just tell us the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay, I've got one for you, Ray. What's the craziest franchise idea you've heard of or you've thought of?
Okay. The craziest was one, I don't know in Canada, but there is in Singapore. I was in Singapore one time, and there is a franchise that you can go sleep with somebody, and they can massage your back. That was the craziest, idea.
Are you sure you want people to know that you did that?
Hey, Ray, this isn't that kind of podcast.
Yeah. So that was the craziest.
That is crazy.
That is crazy. Okay. Tell us the best Canadian tradition, in your opinion. What is the best Canadian tradition that we have, in your opinion? What do you like the most?
I think, I live in North America because I live, in the US and Canada, so I'll compare, the two. The Canadians are very soft, lovely people, actually, I'll say, And that's the thing I like about them, because Americans are more aggressive. They're, like more, like macho type people. And here, people are very soft and, I don't know about their inside, their heart, but, at least they show that, they're good people, So that's what I like about them. And they're, and they accept other communities as well.
So Ray, I've got. I know you dabbled a little bit in politics. I'd like to find out how that went for you. I know how it went for you, but are you going to get back into politics again in the future?
So I'm always involved, in politics. It depends, what kind of person is it, how he good for the community.
Right. Do you have a bucket list? And if you have a bucket list, what's the next thing on your bucket list?
In my bucket list, so my plate is full actually right now. As some of the things are like, for example, I in Calgary here, I support like the MDI International. Then I volunteer with the Big Sister, Big Brother here in Calgary. I volunteer with the United Church. I am a president of the mosque here. And take care of my kids and grandkids and make sure they're, stay straight, and do their own good things, and make them good people, So, and besides the businesses, those are the other things I do here. And, traveling is my favorite, now I'm going by myself, but then I'm planning to go in summer with my wife to Europe. And
Nice.
My list is Barcelona and Greece and Istanbul. So that's my
Great.
summer trip. So, a lot of things in the bucket actually.
Well,
Great.
thank you so much for your time today, Ray. We really appreciate you sharing your very broad and diverse range of experiences with us, and your passion actually for your family and giving back to your community. It just comes through and it resonates from you in every way. And I really respect that part of how you approach business. And I'm confident that's been a huge part of why you've been so successful. So thank you so much for your time today. And it's been a pleasure to get to know you.
Likewise, thank you, Nicole, and thank you, Nigel. And it was fun to have, talking with you guys this morning. And I was up 6 o'clock, usually I'm late, but today I was up early. And my wife says, where are you going today? I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to my office.
Were you nervous? Next time you're in Toronto, give me a call. We'll have lunch.
For sure, yeah, we'll do. Actually, my daughter used to live in Toronto. She's
Yes.
moving to Calgary. Actually.
Oh, she's going to
She
be
bought a
back.
house. Yeah, she bought a house here in Panorama, and because Toronto is getting expensive,
Yeah.
the houses are getting crazy. You cannot buy a house less than $1 million. You
Yeah,
know?
no, for sure. Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much,
Ray,
Ray.
thanks very much, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All the
Have a
best.
good day, both of you.
And to your
Thank
family.
you.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
To the stars tonight. We want